a perfect snap, perfect hold. And Garrett Hartley is right down the middle. How do you think Bourbon Street looks now?
A little different than the last time we saw it. And it is about as perfectly split through the uprights as Garrett Hartley could put it. He's a hero. Here's Pam Oliver.
Okay, thanks a lot, Garrett. Tell me about that. I mean, this is what you live for, what you do every single day, and to make such an important field goal. Tell me about it.
Just having the confidence in the team, just getting down there, sending me out there, and just helping my team get to Miami. It's all about doing our part. And honestly, this is a dream come true.
What was it like for your teammates to carry you on their shoulders?
I don't know, it's never happened before. The feeling was just so surreal. It was completely amazing.
Go enjoy it with your teammates.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Pam. Congratulations to the Saints and Garrett Hartley in a city that knows how to party. The party started with that 40-yarder from Garrett Hartley. Plenty more to come from the Superdome. We'll continue right after this.
There's a place where legends live forever. The Daytona 500, February 14th, only on Fox.
Are you tired of paying too much for so little? Well, White Castle's 6-sack of original sliders is under $4. Plus, you get a tempting bribe for your boss. An amazing fashion statement. An alternative to costly air fresheners. A life-saving respiratory aid. A total chick magnet. And a tasty party centerpiece. Say goodbye to bland and hello to taste with a 6-sack under $4. Eat some today. Save some for tomorrow. Grab a sack. You'll be back. White Castle.
It's the same, only different. The forever fuel-efficient Civic from Honda.
6 decades of experience.
We're all over this storm. We've seen this one before.
The Fox 19 Storm Tracker team, dedicated to keeping you safe.
Drew Brees in the middle of all the action down on the field. Chanting "Who dat?" And here is the play of the game. The unbeatable play of the game. The 40-yarder from Garrett Hartley to start the celebration. Brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. Never before has a stadium or a team been so closely tied with a city. After all the horrors here in this stadium alone, after Hurricane Katrina in August of 2005, here are the Saints going to the Super Bowl, representing this city. Trophy presentation when we come back.
My family and I love Game Time, and when it comes to the playoffs, we get together every year to watch it. With Walmart's unbeatable prices, I can afford all the food it takes to make everyone happy, no matter how many times they come back for more.
People who spend $100 a week at the leading national supermarkets on frequently purchased groceries could have saved $55 in just 1 month by shopping at Walmart.
Game Time costs less at Walmart. Save money, live better. Walmart.
We all want a car with safety features standard, not optional. A car that's dependable, that has style, with great gas mileage and ultra-low emissions, an amazing warranty, and a reasonable price. Yeah, that's what everyone wants. Of course, we know you can't always get what you want, but sometimes you can. Introducing the all-new Tucson. from Hyundai.
Come on! These four friends started partying in 2010 and woke up in 1986.
It must be some kind of hot tub time machine.
This March,
let's get this party started.
Mom? Kick some past.
Dude is rocking a cassette player. Leg warmers. Here we go! What color is Michael Jackson?
Black?
Hot tub time machine.
Do you know what happens to you when you get fat? Oh!
I don't get fat!
See the restricted trailer at kicksomepass.com.
Chug that coffee. Bolt that burrito. No matter what life throws at you, you can take the heat until it turns into heartburn. Good thing you got what it takes to beat that heat, too. Zantac. It's strong. Just one pill can knock out the burn. It's fast, the speed you need for heartburn relief, and it lasts up to 12 hours. So, let them turn up the heat. You can stop that heartburn cold. Zantac.
There are moments in life when sound bites just won't do. Moments when you want to know, really know, and for that you need to go beneath the headlines and beyond the chatter. That's where we live, where research reveals not just facts, but opportunities. Where you're exposed to perspectives you won't find anywhere else. Perspectives that can help your family, your career, your life to live every day informed, prepared, and inspired. The Wall Street Journal. Live in the know.
Welcome to the AT&T postgame show.
As the celebration continues here in the Superdome, it's a reminder that history does indeed repeat itself. Brett Favre throws an interception. His team loses in overtime of a championship game, and the New Orleans Saints are going on to the Super Bowl. 41-38 the final. Kurt Menefee along with a sick Terry Bradshaw, Howie Long, Michael Strahan, and Jimmy Johnson. And because my man Terry is under the weather, Chris Myers is on the podium with the champions of the NFC.
Thanks, Kurt, and it could get loud in here. The party is just getting started. After more than 4 decades, the New Orleans Saints are going to their first ever Super Bowl. And nobody has moved. Tom Benson, the owner, is here. We have Deuce McAllister, the Saints' all-time leading rusher. Of course, Sean Payton, Drew Brees, and we'll get to it. They're hollering Deuce for you to present the NFC trophy. As the headline of the Times-Picayune says, Super Saints. So, Deuce, take it away.
How about that, New Orleans? Mr. Benson, on behalf of the NFL, it's my honor to present to you the George Halas Trophy as the NFC champions.
All right, Mr. Benson, I know you're glad you kept the Saints here in New Orleans. Talk about what it means to this city and all the Saints fans and players over the years after more than 4 decades to now go to a Super Bowl.
Well, not only the 70,000 that are here, but think of the 7 million in our part of the country and other parts of this world that really are cheering for us tonight.
All right, well, congratulations again. We welcome in Coach Sean Payton, if I could. And that's right, that's yours and your team's, Sean. And nobody has moved from their seats. The first coach to take the Saints to the Super Bowl, Sean, how did you do it?
This is for everybody in this city. This stadium used to have holes in it. It used to be wet. It's not wet anymore. City of New Orleans.
And
I'm so proud. I'm so proud to be able to coach these players. And there's really no one else I'd rather hand this to than Drew Brees.
All right, well, there you go. Coach, there you go, Drew. Can I just ask you, Coach, before we hear from Drew, Sean, can I get just a comment on, I mean, fans around the country were treated to a spectacular game. How do you survive a game like this?
Well, both teams were unbelievable, you know, and just at the end of the game, you know, I grabbed Brett Favre and said, you know, he was tremendous. Both teams played out of this world, and again, I'm just honored to be a part of this and have these guys to coach.
Well, have fun in Miami. You deserve it.
Thank you very much. Who dat?
The Who Dat Nation. And Drew, you and Sean Payton came to New Orleans under difficult circumstances, and I know you have one more win in you. Talk about the dream.
I mean, so many words that could describe it, but I'm speechless right now. It's a moment that I've been waiting for a long time, and obviously the job's not done yet, but we're going to enjoy this victory. And how about these fans, huh?
They're great.
We got the best fans in the world, the Who Dat Nation. Now we got to finish strong in Miami, baby. Finish strong in Miami.
And around the country and the Gulf Coast, Drew, in the game, it was a real back and forth. Emotionally, how did you hold up? How was your team able to do it?
We just had to stay the course. You know, obviously there's always going to be ebb and flow throughout the course of a game like this, playing a great opponent in the Vikings. We knew it was going to be a battle down to the wire, and but we knew that we had the ability to finish this the right way, and we did.
Well, thanks for all your work and a great game. We'll see you in Miami. All right, congratulations, Drew Brees. And Darren Sharper, if we could just hear for one of the guys on the Saints defense. And a cagey old veteran who gets to go to the Super Bowl. Talk about the emotional roller coaster of this game.
Oh, man. This is the type of game you want to play in to get to the Super Bowl. Our fans, I tell you, fans are the reason that we were able to push through and keep fighting and keep fighting. We got to owe it to y'all. Y'all kept giving us energy to have us to keep fighting and pull it off at the end. But this is what you want to do to get to the Super Bowl.
You took on the mighty Brett Favre, but you survived, and now you have to worry about the Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning.
Yeah, you know, when you play in the playoffs, you know you're going to face tough opponents, the best quarterbacks in the league. The Minnesota Vikings played extremely well today, you know, playing Brett Favre, and now we got to play Peyton Manning. Brett prepared us, but we got another tough challenge in Peyton.
All right, I don't know where the trophy is, but for all those years, you have that thing because there's a lot of patience, faith, and why don't you and your teammates, Darren, can you share it with the Saints fans?
It's been a long time, but this time we're going to win it.
All right, can you take it around the stadium? We got people waiting for you. All right, good luck, Darren. Have fun. We'll see you in Miami. And we'll follow you as you take the trophy around to the fans and those who have supported the Saints for all these years. Let's now go back to Kurt Menefee.
All right, the celebration does indeed continue after 43 years of being maybe one of the worst teams in the league. A lot of those years, fans wearing bags over their heads, calling themselves Aints. But they stuck by this franchise and have been rewarded. 4.5 years ago, this building housed one of the most difficult scenes to see in the history of America, but now it is a scene of celebration along with the city of New Orleans. Their fans and the Saints have finally gone from football purgatory to football heaven. The New Orleans Saints are in the Super Bowl for the first time in the history of this franchise. Back here at sideline, Kurt Menefee, and I want to begin with the Louisiana native because we could hear really in the voice of a guy that really, Sean Payton is pretty loquacious, but you could hear in his voice he was speechless because this means so much besides football to this city.
Well, you know how all of these players have taken it upon themselves since Katrina, the burden not only of the city but the Gulf Coast. We know how much this means to them to bring this city a championship, and we saw today that burden finally lifted and the elation coming out. It's not only for the city of New Orleans, it's for the state of Louisiana, all Saints fans, the Gulf Coast, and everyone. Going back all the way to 1967, remember when John Gillum took the opening kickoff back 94 yards. But they have earned it. They did not slip in. They earned it in overtime against a great quarterback, Brett Favre. Kurt Warner got him ready for Brett. Brett got him ready for Peyton.
You know, we talked about in the pregame how Sean Payton and the Saints football team has embraced this city's hopes and dreams. And like this city's road to recovery, the Saints' road to the Super Bowl was a very difficult one. And to me, it turned out to be, as we talked about in the pregame, about destiny, right down to the coin flip and the booth reviews. this was the way it was supposed to happen for the New Orleans Saints. It wasn't easy, but they're here.
It wasn't easy, and you know what? These guys persevered. Looked like they lost this game. Most teams, most players would have said, we're losing on a field goal. They hung in there, made big plays, got the coin toss, and really when they needed it, not after making any 3rd and 1 throughout the game, they needed it, they got it done. Hats off to the Saints. It's an absolute great feeling, and I'm very happy for these guys today.
And Michael, I think you summed it up. You know, everybody, they believed that they were going to win this ball game. You know, I had the honor to talk to this team on Thursday after practice, and they were believing that they were going to win. And even though defensively they gave up a bunch of yardage, they got the 5 turnovers, and that was the big thing. And as we said in the pregame show, down in the French Quarter, laisse the bon temps rouler.
Let the good times roll. That's what it means. All right, guys, the party just getting started. When we come back, more interviews with the happy New Orleans Saints, a Super Bowl preview, and we'll hear from the Vikings as well, hopefully Brett Favre. But first, a reminder that if you want to receive exclusive football updates throughout the week, text the word FOX to 387 on your wireless phone from AT&T. Hey, you think the good times are rolling right here in the Superdome? Check out Bourbon Street. If there's anywhere that knows how to party, that street right there does it better than anyone else. The AT&T postgame continues.
So, amazing season.
Yep.
33 TDs, 107 passer rating.
Thank you. It means a lot.
All right, absolutely. I was actually going to retire earlier today, and I was like, nope, going to go back to work.
Good choice.
You think?
We get you, we've got your TV. Get 8% instant savings or 18 months no interest on total electronics purchases over $999. And get a free Samsung Blu-ray player with select Samsung TVs. Sears, life well spent.
Toyota is rated the highest in dependability among all automakers, which is nice to know if you ever need to lend a helping hand.
I appreciate this. No problem.
Toyota dependability. Toyota is the most fuel-efficient, full-line automaker today. Good news for anyone with a lot of driving to do. Toyota efficiency.
There's a suicide bomber inside the embassy.
We've got you working with our top operative, Charlie Wax.
They have 11 hours to stop an unprecedented threat. Welcome to the 11th hour.
Death do us part. That's not how we do things here. Well, that's how I do things. If we don't finish our job, thousands of people will get killed.
Don't move! From Paris with Love.
Welcome to Paris, baby.
Rated R. In theaters February 5th.
There is no profit in curing the body if in the process we destroy the soul. The doctors at City of Hope follow that credo every day.
City of Hope is a leading research and treatment center that quickly transforms scientific discoveries into new treatments.
And provides compassionate care for patients with cancer and other diseases.
Fox Sports asked you to join our team because with your help, the City of Hope can sack cancer and save lives.
Please go to cityofhope.org/Fox.
This day will live forever. Saints fans, your team has won the NFC Championship. Remember it always with the trophy collection from NFL Shop. Get the t-shirt and cap the Saints players and coaches wear during the post-game celebration. Call 866-NFC-6565 or visit NFLshop.com now. You want the NFL? Go to the NFL.
They come from all walks of life.
I actually didn't expect it to mean this much.
Fox Tuesday, when Idol hits Los Angeles, whose dream will come true?
You got mad vocals.
Join guest judges Avril Lavigne and Katy Perry.
I feel dirty.
You make me feel dirty.
All new American Idol, Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox. Welcome back to the AT&T postgame show.
Back at the home of the NFC champs, the New Orleans Saints. Kurt Menefee and the gang with you live from the Superdome celebrating the Saints' 31-28 victory. And I tell you what, as we sit here, we've got so many people on this desk, we could be a cable pregame show. It's like everybody's up here, but we are happy to be joined right now by Reggie Bush and Drew Brees, two of the stars of the New Orleans Saints. First of all, congratulations, guys.
Yes.
They can't hear us. I guess they can't hear.
Looks good on you.
We're on the air, guys. You can't hear down there, but just talk a little bit about what this means to you, Reggie, in particular.
Hey, Reggie, what does winning this game here in New Orleans mean for you?
You know what? To be able to bring a championship here to New Orleans, after all the hard work that we put in and all the things we've been through in the last 4 years, there's no greater feeling, and I think this is the single most greatest event to ever happen in New Orleans.
We talked about this team in many ways being a team of destiny, and the road to recovery for this city's been difficult, and the road to the Super Bowl for you today was equally difficult, but it came down to destiny, right down to the coin flip. Talk about at the end of the football game, what's going through your mind when you win that coin flip?
I was thinking there's no doubt we're going to go and win this game. Sure enough, it is destiny, and you can draw so many parallels between the city and our team and the way that we've united and the way that we fought through so much adversity to get to this point, and now finally we've been able to bring an NFC championship to this town, and next stop's Miami.
Drew, you kept the pass rush of Minnesota off of you for the most part all night long. What did you do to slow down their pass rush?
I felt like we had a great plan in place. Obviously, that's one of the best pass rushing lines in the league. And if you don't have a plan for them, then they can make it a bad day for you. I thought our left tackle, Jamon Bushrod, both tackles, John Sinchcombe did a great job with those ends. Guys up front, we were chipping guys, obviously making sure that they weren't disruptive, and it allowed us to push the ball down the field a little bit and obviously run the ball effectively.
Reggie, I don't want to bring up bad moments, but what were your thoughts on that punt?
You know what? Watching, their punter in pregame, I knew he was going to give me some high punts. I knew he wasn't going to give me a chance to return the punts. I felt like that specific punt, I felt like he kind of shortchanged it, and I thought I had a chance. As soon as I caught it and looked up, the guy was right in my face. And, it's a gut-wrenching feeling when that happens to you. But it's true that this is a team game. Next few plays, defense got the ball back for us, gave us a chance to stay in the game. And, here we are.
Well,
you made up for it with your touchdown.
He made up for it with a touchdown. You guys go in, celebrate with your teammates. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
We want one of those, brother.
Hey, it's yours for the taking.
Talk about turning things around. Drew Brees and Reggie Bush, a big part of that. When Reggie Bush was drafted by the Saints, they had the #2 pick in the draft. That means they were the second worst team in the league. Now they are in the Super Bowl. All right. When we come back, we'll head to the Vikings locker room and hear from Brad Childress. Plus, we'll look ahead to the Super Bowl between the Colts and the Saints. That's when the AT&T postgame continues.
AT&T's 3G network covers over 230 million Americans. It's a lot of people. To prove my point, I asked Gary here to friend request all of them. How's it coming, Gary?
We got one.
That's good.
Oh.
Ah, wow. Becoming a popular guy.
Want 3G coverage? We've got it. 230 million people in 9,400 cities.
Let's get out of here.
Okay. AT&T. This Valentine's Day, buy any smartphone after mail-in rebate and get any messaging phone free after mail-in rebate.
Hey, heads up. Did you know we are down to the final days of choosing who we want to see in the 2010 Pro Football Hall of Fame? Well, Van Heusen and JCPenney have given us the power to vote and be heard at fanschoice.com. It's now or never, guys. Vote now.
If you think about it, this is what makes the Ladders different from other job search sites. We only want the big jobs. Join theladders.com, a premium job site for only 100K plus jobs and only 100K plus talent.
This week, America's premier endurance race is on speed.
The brain flies!
The Rolex 24 at Daytona. A grueling test of grit and pure racing skill.
He is really starting to apply the pressure.
Johnson, Montoya, Dixon, Franchitti, Haywood, Pruitt, and more of the world's greatest drivers battle for the chance to win America's premier endurance race.
All the way to the checkered flag.
The Rolex 24 Daytona, this week live, only on
This day will live forever. Saints fans, your team has won the NFC Championship. Remember it always with the trophy collection from NFL Shop. Get the t-shirt and cap the Saints players and coaches wear during the post-game celebration. Call 866-NFC-6565 or visit NFLshop.com now. You want the NFL? Go to the NFL.
Fox tomorrow. How do you stop an agent with a death wish?
I'm shutting this operation down.
Why?
You're unstable.
See why critics are calling the new season of 24 irresistibly suspenseful.
Do it!
24 roars back with a vengeance.
I think this operation just blew up.
All new 24 tomorrow at 9/8 Central on Fox.
The AT&T postgame show is sponsored by AT&T. A better 3G experience by Van Heusen, Pro Football Hall of Fame Fans' Choice, and by The Hangover. Buy it now on Blu-ray and DVD.
If it is all indeed over for Brett Favre today, it will be a parenthesis on a great career. But in the last NFC Championship game he played, he threw his last pass was intercepted, and his team lost in overtime. Today he gets back to the NFC title game, this time in a Vikings uniform. His final pass intercepted, and his team loses in overtime. So Brett Favre, his last 2 championship games end in heartbreaking losses. Inside that Vikings locker room, our Pam Oliver went, where she had a chance to talk not to Favre, but to Adrian Peterson, who lost a couple of fumbles today as well.
Thank you very much, Adrian. I see you're still in your uniform. You're one of the few guys. You just must be in a state of shock.
Yeah, I am. I'm just looking back at this game. We really gave those guys the game. Too many turnovers, and you can't win a game, especially a game like this of this caliber. You can't win it when you turn the ball over.
But you guys kept fighting at least, But do you just feel almost they earned a lot, but did you give away too much?
They earned a lot, but we gave away too much. And still with that, we was in a position to win this ball game. We just ran out of time.
You seem very hurt right now. You gonna be all right?
I'm gonna be all right. Keep my head up. It's a learning lesson. I came back out and just peeked at these guys, see these guys celebrating. It's eating me up inside, but it's definitely gonna give me something to look forward to this offseason.
We do know you'll come back with a vengeance next season. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, that's a tough locker room anytime you have to go in and talk to the losing team. And Michael, I know yours was in a Super Bowl, but you had a heartbreaking loss against Baltimore. Talk about the feeling and the emotion, and also how you use that for next season.
Well, you use that emotion for next season by saying, okay, if we go out here and work as hard, possibly, guys, we can be that team. Remember the feeling of walking off that field, the confetti's falling, and it's for somebody else. And you get in the locker room, you look at every mistake you've made, Jimmy, and you think, boy, if that one little play, if I'd only made that tackle, that's what they're going to struggle with. If I'd held on to the ball, those are the questions they're going to have, and I know Brett Favre is going to have many after that last interception. Those are what they're going to have to face for the entire offseason.
And Brad Childress can look at his football team and say, listen, we've got a great football team. We can be a great football team next year. We just got it just a little bit better. 2 number 1 seeds for the first time since 1993 will play in the Super Bowl. And he said, hey, if we could have won one more game and maybe had home field advantage, that would have been the difference. Because he said, hey, I think we had the best football team, but not the best football team today. We turned it over too many times. We can correct those mistakes, and we'll be that much better next year.
The only difference, Jimmy, for Minnesota, it could very well be that Brett's not there.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's huge.
A lot of people are wondering that on our pregame show in his interview with Pam Oliver. He says he knows what he's going to do, but he was not going to announce it before the game. And R.J. Glazer reports that every player in that Minnesota locker room thinks he's going to retire. Now, Jay's not saying he is, but he says every player thinks he is. That'll be a story, of course, of this offseason. But when we come back, a Super Bowl preview, the Saints and Colts, we'll get you ready for Super Bowl 44.
Fox tomorrow.
There's something off about her. I can feel it.
There's something wrong with Valerie.
Are you threatened by me? Not at all. Well, you should be.
Hi, I'm Dr. House. How long have you been a psychopath?
She feels nothing.
You lack any normal emotion.
She kind of reminds me of someone I know.
Tell me about it.
But she'll do anything.
You don't think I know it's you?
To protect her secret.
Are you by chance gonna cry? Because that's one I just can't do.
All new House. Viewer discretion advised. Tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Fox. A terror
another time.
These people suffocated in a room full of air.
Returns to kill again.
The Nazis. Great.
We need a medic on the second floor!
Fringe. Viewer discretion advised. All new Thursday on Fox.
Better price, the Joseph Toyota price at Joseph Toyota. Our price and selection will bring you to Joseph Toyota. Your 100% satisfaction will keep you coming back. Joseph Toyota on Coleraine, minutes from Ronald Reagan Highway and 275, or visit us at josephtoyota.com.
6 decades of experience.
We're all over this storm. We've seen this one before.
Pinpoint accuracy.
By 6:30 this morning, we'll look at the snow starting.
The Fox 19 Storm Tracker team. Steve Horstmeyer, Frank Marzullo, and Pat Barry. For all the latest school closings and road conditions, you can turn to the Fox 19 Storm Tracker weather team. Dedicated to keeping you safe every day.
Get a better price, the Joseph Toyota price at Joseph Toyota. Our price and selection will bring you to Joseph Toyota. Your 100% satisfaction will keep you coming back. Joseph Toyota on Coleraine, minutes from Ronald Reagan Highway and 275, or visit us at josephtoyota.com.
When I look at you, all I see is guilt.
Your lawyer doesn't have your back.
Another 15 minutes, you would have been dead.
Men have their secrets.
We need to cooperate.
I've been questioning my client for 5 hours. You want to get a waterboard?
You're gonna die alone, Patty.
Doesn't everybody?
Damages premieres this week only on FX.
While the Saints were winning a thriller this evening, earlier today, Peyton Manning and the Colts took care of business against Mark Sanchez and the New York Jets. Although Sanchez and the Jets got out to a quick start. Nice pump fake, and then he hooks up with Braylon Edwards for an 80-yard touchdown. The Jets led 17-6 in Indy. But the Colts came roaring back, 24 unanswered points. Peyton Manning to Pierre Garçon, they had a big game, over 150 yards receiving. And the Colts go to their second Super Bowl in the last 4 years. 30-17 is the final. A big day for Peyton Manning. 377 yards passing in the victory to get his team back to the Super Bowl. All right, so now we know the matchup for Super Bowl 44, the Colts and Saints. I guess you could say Peyton Manning's new team against his dad's former team. Let's check it out. Check it out. The Colts and Saints are headed to Miami for Super Bowl 44. The last time the Colts were in South Beach, they were hot, 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 and a little wet.
The Colts are world champions!
Who that nation can finally take the bags off their heads because they ain't ain'ts anymore. The Big Breezy will get to cheer on their team in a Super Bowl for the first time ever. And one fan might be conflicted. Archie, who do you love more? Check it out. It is the first time two teams that call a dome home will meet in a Super Bowl. Too bad it's outdoors. And it's the first time the two #1 seeds will play for the Lombardi Trophy since 1993. And check it out. If you thought Peyton Manning spreads the ball around, you'll be shocked to know that a record 19 Saints found the end zone this year. And finally, check it out. Remember when we were in Afghanistan?
Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I got to go with the New Orleans Saints.
How about the Dallas Cowboys?
How about them Saints?
I'm going to go with the Vikings.
I think we're going to see a repeat this year, and that's because Pittsburgh's going to be.
And that's who I would go with, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Right here, here's our Subway Fresh Take of the day. It will be the Saints and Colts in Miami 2 weeks from today. And so already, Harrah's has installed the Indianapolis Colts as 3.5-point favorites to win this ball game. Mr. Subway, Michael Strahan, give us your fresh take on that.
My fresh take on the Super Bowl is this. Going to be unlike this game. And the reason the Saints won this game, turnovers. In the Super Bowl, you have two high-powered offenses, two defenses that get after it. It's going to be the team that has the least turnover. These teams, a lot of people may think they're not evenly matched. I think in a lot of ways they are. And I think it's going to be the team that controls the ball, the least amount of turnovers, that's going to be your Super Bowl champion.
The quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard. I think Greg Williams was channeling Al Davis today, and nothing spectacular about New Orleans defense in terms of numbers. Allowed 475 yards, 31 first downs. Minnesota controlled the clock for almost 37 minutes, but 5 turnovers. That's who the Saints are. Yeah. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, yeah, I think the big thing is Greg Williams, the defense coordinator, has got 2 weeks to prepare for Indianapolis, and I think that 2 weeks is vital. I know in our Super Bowls we had 2 weeks the first time, only had 1 week the second time. Defensively, they've got some struggles, they've got some holes, but I think with the 2 weeks getting ready for Peyton Manning, that will help New Orleans.
Peyton, don't forget, is from New Orleans.
And this game means a lot to him, and that's what we talked about, his dad's former team.
Exactly. And I don't think that Peyton's not going to be anything other than spectacular. That's my opinion. And I think, therefore, Drew's got to play the greatest game he's ever. And I think Sean Payton's got to call a better game. I didn't think his offensive game plan today was all that good.
Well, defensively today, the Vikings put up 475 yards against the Saints defense. The turnovers really made the difference. In the end, the Saints win. No matter how it happened, they're on to the Super Bowl. You heard these guys in their fresh take. Let's send it up to the guys who called the game today here on Fox, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, for their take. Guys?
All right, Kurt, thank you very much. And while we watched Drew Brees as the celebration began here in the Superdome, blowing kisses to the fans that just adore Drew Brees, who came here in 2006. It's the unbeatable play of the game, brought to you by Walmart. Save money, live better. A 40-yard game-winning field goal by the second-year NFL kicker, Garrett Hartley. And with that, the celebration with Mark Brunell, and the party began here in New Orleans. And we welcome you for the final time up into our broadcast booth. I'm Joe, that's Troy. And when you outgain a team 475 yards to 257, you outrush them 165 to 68, it all points back to turnovers, which is why the Minnesota Vikings aren't moving on and the Saints are.
Yeah, and I go back to the conversation that we had with Greg Williams there on Friday, and it was interesting because you just sensed that they really believed that they were going to get some interceptions in this game. Now, they ended up getting the 5 turnovers that you said. 3 of those, were fumbles, but they really felt that when the game would be on the line that they could do some things in order for Brett to make a mistake. And that's what was the difference, because this is going to be a hard one for Minnesota to swallow. They'll never get over it. Brett Favre will never get over it. When you look at the stat sheet and you really go through this game, it shouldn't have been close. It should not have been a game, but Howie Long said it best, that this is what the Saints are about. It's what they've been about all season long defensively. They've given up yardage, but they've been opportunistic, and they were again tonight.
And I think when you look at the season for Brett Favre, remarkable. He comes back off the surgery, 40 years old. He has a season he has, career low in interceptions, but it's that last interception that he will be thinking about for a long, long time. So we will send it back to Kurt Menefee down at field level. Sean Payton, in his 4th year here guiding the Saints, is taking his team to the Super Bowl. Kurt, guys, back to you.
All right, guys, we talked about the Saints franchise turning things around. The year before Sean Payton came, they won 3 games. They were displaced by Katrina. He has been here 4 years, 2 NFC championship games, and now a Super Bowl. And so that wraps it up from here in New Orleans. Now, by the way, we did want to talk with Brett Favre. He declined our interview and has not yet made it to the podium. So check your late local news there on Fox to find out what he had to say. We are done here with football, but in 3 weeks, America's sport comes home as NASCAR gets back to its roots with racing like it's meant to be. And it all starts with Grammy Award winner Tim McGraw performing live on the Daytona 500 pre-race show that leads up to the Great American Race. The 2010 season of NASCAR on Fox begins Sunday, February 14th with the Daytona 500, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. We are done with football. It's been another great year. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in September.
Out and it's credit to Indianapolis and Peyton, and it's been a while since the 1 seeds.
It's now to go and play for the World Championship and can't say.
All right, NFC Championship winning coach Sean Payton. New crew in studio here. Kevin Connors, the coach, Jonathan Coachman, former New Orleans Saint Eric Allen, former Indianapolis Colt Kadri Ismail
and
here.
Saint. And Saint.
He was the same for
double
a second.
duty, double duty.
Time, all
That's right.
All right. Super Bowl 44 is
Yeah, you
set.
see how they're grabbing at that?
Yeah.
No, we have our alumni rings, right?
We have our alumni rings.
Well, I tell you what a fantastic night it was, and we just heard Sean Payton. If you missed the game, you missed the highlights. Where you been? Let's roll it. Vikings, the Saints, Brett Favre looking to make it back to the Super Bowl as a 40-year-old quarterback. Reggie Bush looking for a repeat of last week. We pick it up tied at 14. Bush, though, guys, must the punt. Vikings first and goal inside the 10, but then this would be a problem the entire game. Fumbling.
Yeah.
For the Vikings.
And not for the Saints, for the Vikings, of course. I mean, it's a great opportunity to go up a touchdown here, capitalize on the Saints turnover, but you know what? Two guys have done it so many times, get it wrong.
Saints take over, tied at 14 at the half, third quarter, things getting interesting. Vikings trailing 21-14, nice touch pass. Favre to Vicente Shenko. That led to an Adrian Peterson 1-yard touchdown run. We're tied at 21. Later in the quarter, same score. Vikings driving. Favre tries to get it in to Sidney Rice. Instead, Jonathan Vilma's there for the interception.
Yeah, that's new Favre returning back to old Favre ways, throwing the football where it shouldn't be. You see the pressure on him. Looks like he hurt his ankle, but Brett Favre being Brett, he's going to tape it back up and go back out and play.
He would stay in the game. Favre Jackson wanted no part of this one. Fourth quarter, Favre re-enters, a little limpy. Still tied at 21. Percy Harvin fumbles again. 5 fumbles on the day, 3 lost. Saints inside the Vikings 10.
Outstanding job here. Saints trying to make it happen off the score.
And that's Reggie Bush. Originally, they called it out at the 1, but it would be reviewed, turned over, just like that, 28-21 Saints. So, just under 6 minutes to go. Same score, Favre. Looking for Bernard Berry. Incomplete, but there's the flag. Pass interference, first and goal, Vikings. 2 plays later, Peterson again. 3rd touchdown of the game, and we're tied at 28. So after a Saints punt, 3rd and 10, Vikings on the Saints 33. Brett Favre looking for a timeout. Now there's only 19 seconds left. This was a key play because then Favre forced the throw. It would have been a 50-yard field goal. Instead, he throws an interception. His second of the game to Tracy Porter.
Old Favre has reared his ugly head.
Can't believe it. We go to overtime, tied at 28. Saints, 4th and inches. Pierre Thomas over the top, got enough. Look at the replay, though. Thomas nearly fumbles. Hangs onto the ball. It would be reviewed. Saints retain possession and get the first down. This is a key play here. Breeze to David Thomas, incomplete. Was falling back. They call it pass interference.
Coach, I don't know. That's
not much contact, baby.
Close there, Coach.
And that set up this. Garrett Hartley, 40 yards, and it's good. It's good. Brett Favre, he'll be thinking about this one for a really, really long time. Drew Brees and the Saints, they're going to the Super Bowl for the very first time in franchise history. You look at the numbers, it's hard to believe the Saints won this football game. 475 total yards to 235 for the Saints. Brett Favre in a remarkable stroke of irony. His final play of this season, just like in 2007 against the Giants, an interception. Favre does set the NFL record for postseason interceptions with 30, career postseason passing yards, and pass completions. All right, as we bring it back out, I mean, just a terrific game to end the NFC season. Let's start with you, EA. Your thoughts on the fact that Brett Favre and the Vikings, really a mistake you rarely see, 12 men in the huddle, and then that led to a forced interception.
Yeah, you know what? I tell you, when you look at all the stats, of course, Minnesota jumps off the page at you, but the equalizer we've been talking about all night, basically, is turnovers and penalties. And in that last drive, both of those situations really hurt this football team. First, a penalty, unexcusable. You can't have that at that point in the game. You got to be solid. It got to be about preparation, execution, and then the turnover. All year long, Brett Favre, we've talked about, he has really, really risen above. It's talking about interception to touchdown ratios, been out of sight. He comes down to the 4th quarter, and makes that play. I mean, it's something that's going to stick with him forever. That will be the thing that drives him back to the National Football League.
Yeah. I think the one thing that I look at is Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator for the Saints. You saw a team that really was kind of much maligned, but $250,000 later, it was an issue where now all of a sudden Greg Williams comes on the staff for Sean Payton, given out of his own paycheck. And because of that, you got a defense that is very opportunistic. What a great opportunistic defense in allowing all these turnovers to be created for the Saints.
5 turnovers in all by the Saints defense. It's a fascinating story. Sean Payton reaching into his own pocket, as Kadri said, giving money to Greg Williams. And Greg Williams and the Saints are headed to the Super Bowl. Brett Favre, 28 of 40.
American Red Cross says it delivers the
receptions. Let's bring it back to the Superdome right now and listen into the thoughts of the Minnesota Vikings quarterback.
Well, you know, after the penalty, we were out of field goal range. I'm not even sure where the exact yardage was that we needed, but play was designed actually to go to Bernard in the flat. Man coverage, they checked out of it when we went in motion. I was actually late to Sydney because I probably should have ran it. I don't know how far I could have gotten, but in hindsight, you know, that's probably what I should have done, but I don't know how many yards we needed for a field goal, but I knew we needed some. But it was just late to Sydney. The same play. That's one of those where, you know, noise somewhere within that, you know, those 30, 40, however many seconds, communication was obviously lost. And for the most part, I thought we handled that part of it well. That was not one of them. How did I feel physically? I felt better. It was a physical game. A lot of hits. But you know, you win that, you sure feel a little bit better. But the style of defense that they play, we knew that there would be, or I knew that there would be those type of hits. No, I didn't know. I didn't know. I knew when I got hit, I felt my ankle, which I can't tell you how many times I've twisted my ankle or had it bent one way or the other. That was one of those times where I knew that if I were to come back, I needed to come back right away, because that's one of those, when you sit around for a little bit, I won't be able to move it tomorrow. But it took me a while to kind of get up and just see. Darryl was asking me on the sidelines if I could reach out on some of the run plays and to protect myself in the pocket, and I felt like I could. I didn't see the replay. It felt that way, but I have no idea. Of course, didn't see the interception. Still don't know exactly what happened, but not a whole lot different than the one later to Sydney. I was a little late to Sydney on that one, and proved costly. I think that was a communication issue. I mean, it goes without saying how loud it was. And tonight, I don't think we had any false starts. I may be wrong, but and for the most part, communication was good at the line of scrimmage. Personnel And as I said, that was not one of them. I don't, to be honest with you, I don't know who should have been in or not. I have no idea. No idea right now.
You know yet? Braxton probably the home
I wouldn't say months. And I know people rolling their eyes or will roll their eyes. You know, in a situation like this, I really don't want to make a decision right now based solely on what's happened. Because I do know the year could not have gone any better aside from us not going to Miami. I really enjoy the guys, and I just wonder if I can hold up, you know, especially after a day like today, physically and mentally. That was pretty draining. So I don't, you know, I am going to go home a couple of days and just talk it over with the family. I'd love to win the Super Bowl, who wouldn't? But, of course, I can't print anything for you guys, but I know I'm going out on top one way or the other. I mean, I didn't feel like I had anything to prove coming in, but if there were doubters out there, maybe I served notice to them. But my goal was to get to Miami. And obviously that's not going to happen, but if it is, no doubt I'm on top. Yes, it was. You know, I'm not even going. You know, it's hard to even think about anything other than the loss. You know, I may wake up tomorrow and who knows, but. I guess every time I get hit, I think it's dirty. No, you know what? I don't know, John. I really don't. Peter was telling me in the locker room that the one I hurt my ankle on was a high-low, and that was the reason the Brady rule was. But you know, Pete Morelli, the head ref, done a ton of my games. Great guy. It's like playing the game. You make decisions, and you live by them. And I think had he truly saw it or felt that, he'd have thrown the flag. But I don't know.
Time for two more.
Excuse me? Yeah, this season, yeah. I think after the San Francisco game, that would probably be about the same. But as far as just total exhaustion, but as far as physically, yeah, this is by far. It's a hell of a one that'd be physically the worst. Excuse me? I got a lot of respect for their team. If I was on their sideline, I would have been cheering and hooting and hollering and doing whatever it takes to win. That's the other thing. I want to give them a lot of praise and credit, and well-deserved. Sean Payton has done an unbelievable job. I would have loved to represent the NFC, but as I told Sean throughout the year, if it's not us, I hope it's you guys. And I like their team. I like the way he handles the team. I like Drew Brees. I think he's a hell of a quarterback. I think he's a class act. You know, I don't know all those guys on that team, but they've done a hell of a job this year. They're well deserving.
Last one. After the game that Leslie was throwing, is that what he was doing?
Well, you probably missed the other 50 guys that I talked to and gave a hug to, and I'm sure there'll be more of that tonight and tomorrow. It was a close group, and you have no idea what it's like to battle together. And even though it was 1 year, it felt like 10. So that's more or less what was taking place. Yeah.
Thanks.
The Blitz is presented by Miller Lite. Triple hops brewed for that great Pilsner taste. Taste greatness.
From Brett Favre, we go to Reggie Bush. 1 touchdown catch on the night. Let's head back down to the Superdome.
I think we earned this win today. They couldn't have been watching the same game we were. You know, this is one of the toughest games I think I've played in to date. And I'm not just saying that because we won and we're going to the Super Bowl. But this was such an up and down game. This was a roller coaster game. You know, it seemed like no call was going our way, you know, for 99% of that game. And then finally we got a few calls to go our way towards the end. And, you know, with all I mean, they must have had like 8 fumbles. And I felt like they got 7 of them back, you know. But, you know, it's just one of those games, man, where you can never give up because you don't know what's going to happen. You know, Jimmy Johnson came and spoke to our team, you know, towards the end of the week. And he told us, you know, you can't prepare for one thing because you never know what's going to happen in these types of games. You know, all you can do is prepare, try to prepare yourself for everything and just take it as it comes. You know, whatever happens in the game, just take it for what it is and try to, you know, do whatever you can to win the game. And you know, like I said, with all the things that happened in this game today, you know, it was just such an emotional game, you know, for us.
Hey, could you talk about also the decision to try to catch the punt that you fumbled, and then the way you were able to bounce back from make some plays?
You know what, I knew their punter wasn't going to give me too many balls to return, and you know, I felt like that punt, you know, when I saw him hit it, I felt like he kind of shortchanged it. But I guess one of their guys, you know, got down the field fast enough to you know, disrupt me catching the ball. And you know, once I caught it, you know, I mean, once I seen it, I thought I had enough space to make a move, and you know, obviously I didn't. And it's a gut-wrenching feeling, you know, when that happens. And you know, I don't care what game you're playing in. You know, it can be a preseason game. You know, it's still a gut-wrenching feeling. And you know, it's true that, you know, this is a team game, and you know, it takes all 53 guys to win this game, and it took us every inch, every player on this team to win this game today.
Reggie, were you surprised that y'all won the turnover ratio decidedly, but still only won the game by 3 points?
Yeah. You know what? One of the things that we preach all the time is turnovers, and turnovers are one of the key statistics in winning games. And you know, with all the turnovers that they had and fumbles, like I said earlier, it felt like, I felt like they had 1,000 fumbles and like they got all of them back, you know, and they were scoring points off of it, and it was like, God dang, you know, if we could just get one of those, you know. And you know, we ended up getting some turnovers that were key in this victory. And you know, unfortunately, you know, we weren't able to produce as many points as we would have liked to off of those, you know, some of those turnovers. But nevertheless, you know, here we are with the W, going to the Super Bowl, and you know, we're one step closer to our goal.
What'd you think of how y'all's defense played tonight?
You know what? Without our defense, to me, was the main reason why we're here, why we're going to the Super Bowl. You know, the way they played today, with all the, you know, all the BS that they've taken, you know, throughout the season, and especially towards the end of the season, you know, they played like absolute monsters today. And you know, with all the turnovers that they forced today, you know, it just, words can't describe, you know, the way they played. And, you know, obviously they're the reason why we're here. But, you know, through our game planning this week, you know, we preach ball security because the Minnesota Vikings had actually forced a lot of turnovers, especially fumbles this year. I think they led the league in forced fumbles. So we were obviously very well aware of that, and we tried to do our part. And just so happened that, you know, we got all the turnovers. All right.
Hey, happy Reggie Bush, a happy Saints, happy New Orleans, plenty more from the Big Easy. Saints going to the Super Bowl. We're back in a moment.
You are watching The Blitz, presented by Miller Lite.
First and second round coverage of the Masters, coming in April on ESPN.
Give you a briefing about the institution. It's a mental hospital for the criminally insane.
A disappearance.
When did she escape?
Last night. It's as if she evaporated straight through the walls. A mystery.
A lot of people know about this place, but no one will talk. It's like they're scared of something.
A warning.
I can't let you leave. I'm gonna blow the lid off this place.
From director Martin Scorsese. Going somewhere? Shutter Island. Rated R. In theaters everywhere February 19th.
I tried the other energy drinks, and what made me switch was the size of the drinks kept getting bigger and bigger. I just wanted energy. I didn't want to get bloated. The 2 ounces of 5-hour energy really does make a difference. With the other energy drinks, it was kind of a sugar high. I felt on edge, and that's not what I'm looking for before I go on a mountain bike ride or a run or a swim, and I never felt that with 5-hour energy. It gave me a boost, and the boost lasted, and I never crashed. It gives you that sense of alertness. Nothing works like 5-hour energy.
Dish Network claims they have the same TV as DirecTV for less. Really? What Dish doesn't tell you about is all of their excessive extra charges, like $5 just to change your programming package, another $60 for each receiver that's not connected to a phone line, or how about $25 for suspending your service for a few months? DirecTV provides all of these services at no extra charge. So don't be fooled by Dish. When you compare, DirecTV wins every time.
Sir, finding everything okay?
I work for a different insurance company. My auto policy is just getting a little too expensive.
With Progressive, you get the name your price option, so we build a policy to fit your budget.
Wow, the price gun.
Oh.
I wish we had this. We just tell people what to pay.
Yeah, we're the only ones that do.
I love your insurance. Bill. Tom?
Hey, it's an office party.
The freedom to name your price, only from Progressive. Call or click today.
The Blitz is presented by Miller Lite. Triple hops brewed for that great Pilsner taste. Taste greatness. And in part by Warner Brothers Pictures' Edge of Darkness, starring Mel Gibson. In theaters everywhere this Friday.
Back here on the Blitz, Kevin Connors, the coach, Jonathan Coachman, Eric Allen, Kadri Ismail. Q and I clearly missed out on the time memo.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
It looks very similar, very dapper, I think. Nice
Always,
job,
man.
EA.
You look great.
You do too.
It's just so pretty. Teamwork here tonight. Want to ask you guys, because you've both been on different sides of the coin here. What EA on the losing side, Q on the winning side. What are the Saints feeling right now, Q, and what are the Minnesota Vikings feeling now, EA?
Missed opportunities, and particularly when you're a Viking and maybe, you're thinking about retirement and you want to retire the right way and go out the right way, like a Brett Favre and some of the older guys on the football team. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. You never know what the next season's going to present. You never know if you're going to be in this situation again. And you look back at this game and you just say to yourself, man, only if I could have. Only if I would have. So, again, missed opportunities from the Vikings standpoint. This team will never be the same team. Brett Favre will come back, but believe me, there's going to be some differences next year.
I have to simply say that it is about the opportunities that you created. And now, all of a sudden, you're sitting there and you're a game away. You're 60 minutes away, 4 quarters away from winning a Super Bowl and putting your name in the elite status, and that's where you're looking at. You're setting yourself up to be in that exclusive club to wear one of these, a ring. That's it.
Yeah, after the game, Drew Brees said, we've got to finish strong in Miami, and that's what they intend to do. 17 for 31, $197, 3 touchdowns for Brees. He's now speaking down at the Superdome. Let's send it back down there now.
All right.
Drew, can you just describe, what you've been through 4 years and to cap it off tonight with this victory and what it means to you, the Superdome and everything?
Yeah, it's a pretty surreal moment, and words just can't describe the feeling because, you think back to 4 years ago, coming here post-Katrina, Sean Payton's first year. I'll remember forever the phone call that he gave me telling me that they wanted me to be their quarterback, and could never have imagined that things would have worked out the way that they have. But, we had a goal and we had a dream back then, and it was to have this opportunity to go and play for a Super Bowl championship, and it feels great.
There were people who kind of left this city for dead and thought, you know what, it's not going to keep going. There shouldn't be a football team here. What does it mean to have this celebration going on in this city and this building right now?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And I think you can draw so many parallels between our team and our city, but, in reality, we've had to lean on each other in order to survive and in order to get to where we are now. The city is on its way to recovery, and in a lot of ways it's come back better than ever. For us as a team, we've used the strength and resiliency of our fans to, go out and play every Sunday and play with the confidence to know that, we can do it. We can achieve everything that we've set out to achieve, and it's been one step at a time, and it hasn't always been easy. We've had to fight through plenty of adversity, just like this city has. But, when I look at what this year has meant thus far to this community, not only the regular season, but then being able to host 2 playoff games, what it did for this economy and what it did for the spirit of this city and these people, it's special. It's unbelievable.
Drew, talking about the spirit of the people, you saw what happened here in the Superdome when y'all won the game. Or you realized that y'all were the first time y'all have made Mardi Gras come 3 or 4 weeks early, that the French Quarter is now just a sea of people, as you would see just before the strike of midnight on Mardi Gras.
Well, it's probably going to be nuts around here for a little bit, but that's expected, and we're excited about that. But, it was as loud as I've ever heard it in the Dome today, and it seems like it only gets louder. But certainly, when you look at the weight of this game and what it meant for us to go out and get a victory today, we couldn't have done it without our fans. And certainly it was an all-around team effort, but it feels so good to know that we've given our fans a championship, an NFC championship, and we've got another championship for them that we're going to be going after here in 2 weeks.
Drew, did you get a chance to talk to Favre after the game, and maybe you could talk a little bit about the kind of effort that he had tonight, coming back off the injury and fighting through the way he did?
Tell you what, he battled. I mean, he's a warrior, always has been, and he's a guy who's played for such a long time. I mean, I remember watching him when I was in middle school, and so to think that here I am now, 9 years into my career playing against him in an NFC Championship game, the guy is, he's a guy's unbelievable, and he battled. He's a competitor. He always fights to the end, and he gave such a great effort. Their entire team did. I mean, this was a hard-fought game, and I'm just glad we came out on the winning end.
Drew, you guys came out and played pretty well in the first half. In the second half,
That's winning quarterback Drew Brees of the Saints, 31-28 winners.